cue us to what we're already doing.
That's just my baby dad. We live. 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 Well, we got one person. Tune in, one person. I hope that one person is not William.
It's not.
Never. Come on in, people.
Faces. Now we can see the light.
Have you watched anything good on TV lately?
Not even watching TV.
Me either, girl. I thought you were going to say yes. Actually, no, I'm still catching up on Insecure.
You know that's not coming back for like a year.
You told me that. And when you said a year, I didn't know if you were saying like a year. Are you saying a year as in...
From now.
Like 2020?
Yes.
Not the seasonal year. Not like this fall.
No.
No, she usually comes back in August. She usually comes back in August. Like, you know, like when they say like the seasons, like the seasons, like...
Dear White People is coming back August 2nd or 6th. Yeah, 2nd.
Is it? Ooh, y'all, we gotta watch that. We gotta talk about that. Dear White People, I did love that last season. What I did love about the last season was the fact that we got to really... It wasn't just about Sam. Like, it wasn't just about her last time either, but they really, like, unfolded all the characters. Who was your favorite?
They really got really, like, deep into her, too.
Yeah.
Her personality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The fashion, honey, I found that costume designer right away and stalked her.
Sent it to me.
And I messaged her.
Did she respond?
And she responded. It was short and sweet, but I still appreciated it because she didn't have to respond at all.
She didn't. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, it was super sweet. Ooh, don't get my nails because they're not done. So I'm going to just sit like this again. My nails are never done on Thursday. I need to make sure if they're not done on any other day. Oh.
Never, sorry. That came out wrong because I was trying to say.
Tomorrow's Friday, y'all. And finally, we get some sunshine. We get sunshine Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I'm over
this rain. Yes.
I'm like, Lord, did we do something?
Why
are we being punished?
But you know what, you guys? If we want this green grass, we have to have...
I don't need green grass. In Arizona, they got that fake turf. I'm fine with that.
I can't.
And you got to be limited on how long you use your water. I'm cool with that.
I can't. Well, what's this topic?
I'm sorry. Because we're going everywhere. All right. Train up a child. Is there a right way to parent? Wait. Train up a child. Is there a right way to parent?
Tune in. Right. So what's the name of the video that we watched today?
All right. So there were a couple of them, but the one that stuck with me was Gary V, one of my favorites.
That's the one I was
just puts it out.
Yeah.
And Jay Shetty. I love him too.
I didn't watch the Jay Shetty one.
Well, it was both of them. There was them talking together.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like only...
Gary V was talking the most then because...
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a minute and a half long. And the thing that stuck with me the most was that he stressed the importance of kind of almost empathizing with your children when you're talking to them, not raising them up as a product, but understanding that you're raising a whole person with feelings and emotions, and trying to understand that when they make stupid mistakes or when they do certain things, certain actions, that you were once there yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what? I feel like that's the scary part. We try to like protect our kids from things that they're going to have to go through.
Yeah.
Instead of like leading them through it, we try to just avoid it altogether. So don't do this, don't do that. Or when you're faced with this
is what you should do. Exactly. Or this is what I did.
What I can equip you with.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. Equipping them with the tools to be able to get through any situation or anything that they encounter. Or if it's something that you haven't encountered before, giving them the tools so that they feel comfortable enough to come to you with it.
Exactly. We can end right there. Let's not.
How many people we got joining us?
We have 4.
4.
Jarrell
Thompson
and Sean. Hey, y'all.
Guys. Rain, go away. Ooh.
I never look at the camera. Hey, y'all. I never look at the camera.
What are some things? This is probably loaded, and I don't even know that we can even think this way, but like,
let's dive in.
Like, for instance, one thing that I wish, or one thing that I plan to do differently with future children is just kind of like what you just said, like not saying don't do this or I wish you would do this, but kind of providing examples and even kind of letting them know, making myself human or vulnerable to them to know, like, my mama did that.
Yeah.
Yes, honey, she did that.
All
you know what I
of
mean?
it.
All of it.
Well, not all.
Most of it. 99.9% of it.
We classy.
Was done. But letting them know, like, I've been there before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is something that I definitely, I think I plan on doing. Do you think that, the thing that I always think of too is like, you know, when this has happened to everybody, all of y'all, you go into the grocery store and like you hear that child screaming in the toy aisle or like having a full-on tantrum because they can't have that one toy, that one thing.
Yeah.
And you are looking at that mom or that dad and you just like, see, can't control their kids.
Right.
You know?
What is control anyway?
What is
I be
control?
feeling like that, but the thing is, like, if you really think about it, in the moment, we're just instantly, like, judged.
Yeah.
But that's that child. It's just that child. And they just doing what they know, how to react.
And to
whatever.
them, the biggest
They can't
thing
control
is this
themselves.
toy.
Yeah.
Or this candy bar or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it right necessarily.
At all.
But it's kind of like,
At
once
all.
again, putting it into perspective. I don't know how you would do that with a child that frequents tantrums. But like almost kind of like helping them to realize.
Yeah.
Coming down to their level to help them to realize like,
Yeah.
listen, today we can't get this toy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is forever. I know this is probably easier than done. Easier said than
Yeah.
done.
Because it's not going to work the first time
Right.
or the second
Right,
time.
exactly. And not even the third time.
It's not a charm.
But it's ultimately, once again, just trying to bring yourself, like, to that. You know what I mean?
Will doesn't agree.
No.
He says, I be wanting to whip them kids
I be wanting,
myself.
what? I can't lie. I have definitely had some moments where I'm just, like, in my mind, I'm like, I would take them. I start gritting my teeth, and sometimes I do a double take. Like, I walk past the aisle, and I look.
Nuh-uh, you do that?
And then I walk back the other way. Scoff.
You do that?
Not do, did. Now I just, ooh.
Did.
Lord, I said quick prayer.
Yeah, for the mama too. Or
Yes.
the daddy, whichever
Ooh,
one
whoever it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway.
What do you think are some lessons that your parents have taught you that have really like stuck with you?
My dad, and it was actually recent, he kind of like leveled up on it. But he would always teach me like to pay attention to my surroundings. And not like in a place, but in a place, like in a mental place. Pay attention to how I feel.
Ooh.
And if it's worth it, then, you know, stay. Or if it's not worth it, then go, because this is your time. So, and always your time.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's actually something that it's stuck, but you like have to revisit because you go through life, you forget he said it. And then it's like, oh shoot, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Here we are.
That's something that some people probably will never learn.
Yeah.
And you were able to get that as a child.
Yeah.
That's
My
beautiful.
child was deep. It was always car rides.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yes. It was always car rides. He telling me, I'm like 12 years old, you got to end the cycle a little bit. I'm like, what?
But you got it.
Yeah.
Who God knew what he was doing, because you know I would have never understood. Dad, what are you talking about?
Exactly. And I just sat
What
there
are we
quiet
saying
like
here?
I do. And taking
One day
everything.
this is all gonna make sense.
Exactly. What
I
about
think
you?
Okay. So my mom taught me, and this is something I'm still working on, because you know, for a while there are people. But my mom always made time for people. My mom was like huge with relationships, with just like loving people, whoever it was, like opening up her home to people. My mom is still like that. Like to this day, she goes like to the ends of the earth for people. Like, and like everybody is baby, everybody. Yeah, like they're just like, she's like genuinely sweet, like just genuinely. And like I said, this is something that I'm still working on, because I'm not
I don't see
all
that.
the way there.
I don't see that.
But
That's like, because I'm not that.
Yeah.
So I see you like you see your mom.
Aw, that's so sweet. But don't come knocking on my door at 3 a.m.
No.
Please.
You have to know
Because you will not
her.
get an answer. Exactly.
They have to respect your boundaries.
And I think my dad taught me independence. And it came like so because my parents on those, like, I guess they're like on opposite ends of the spectrum. My mom was like, I'm her baby. You know what I mean? Like, what you need, I got it. And my dad was like, I ain't got it. You got to get it. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't figure it out, I'm here to help you figure it out. But my dad really, like, equipped me with those tools of, you the person that has to get it done. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
the world isn't sweet. Yeah, exactly. The world isn't nice and ooey and gooey like you would think. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to help you get through this world. But ultimately, it helped me to be able, like you said, to have those two kind of that balance and to have good relationships with both of them.
I wonder if that was like natural for them, or if they were like so keen on that because they knew it was necessary from like wherever they came.
Right. Possibly. I would think that they knew it was necessary. I think too, when we grow up, we automatically think like, even whether or not you want to have kids or not, you know, like, all right, when I'm not gonna do that with my kid. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like certain things that you pull, like you're just like, I'm probably not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Or I love the way that made me feel. I want to make sure I do that.
I think that's the biggest thing, and y'all let us know in the comments what you think the biggest thing is.
Yes.
But I think that's the biggest thing. Oh shoot, I forgot. See, this is why I can't do this part. But what did you say?
I said just equipping them with the tools like that, like. My parents are two opposites, but ultimately it made me whole. Yeah. And then you said you wonder if that's happy.
Okay. But I do feel like that's the biggest thing. I think that parents, and I feel like we already talked about this part, but just not wanting you to go through what they did, and then like just acknowledging that and pushing you forward so that you can learn your own, lessons and teach further.
Yes. One thing that I don't know why, like, I just thought about, like, dads, and then it made me think of sports. One thing that I can absolutely say, and I don't like to use this word often, but something that I hate is, like, the kids, when they go to, I think it's, like, now, just, like, different sports. I don't know that it's everywhere, but different sports, and, like, everybody wins something. I don't believe in that. No. Not at all. Like, everybody, like, even the losing team, even them, they get, like, a trophy or an award. Like,
I've never seen that.
Yes.
People always talk about it, but I've never seen it.
And then I can't remember if I heard this or if I saw it on a movie. Either way, I remember it. It was, like, at a soccer game or something like that. And, like, the kids were, I guess one of the kids were, like, beating up on one of the other kids or something like that, or stole the ball. And, like, the parents got hyped and were like, don't you steal the ball from my kid? You know what I mean? Like, they got upset. And the other parents were like, we don't do that here. Like, this is not that type of, like, we just watch and, like, we cheer a little bit. Yeah. No, I'm not going to be that kind of mom. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that still, like, kind of instills that, because being competitive, especially in this world, is important, and teaching them competition and not necessarily trying to one-up somebody, but it, like, in a sense, it is
pushing you forward.
Yeah, pushing you forward and helping you to gain those, like, that mindset to know, I got to think about the next best thing. Not, okay, all right, so we all did a good job. No, you actually sucked, and you actually sucked. I did a good job here. That's like what I feel like sometimes. Like, I feel like it's just like it's like getting too sweet and too soft out here. You know what I mean? Like, not my kids. They not gonna be like that. Y'all gonna be rough. No, you're gonna know. You need to be set. I'm gonna be the loudest one in the crowd. I can't wait to tell my future children to figure it out.
Leah!
Hi, Leah. Learning how to fail is a skill. Oh my goodness. That was actually on
the video.
That was precisely. That was absolutely on the video. That was on the Gary Vee video, and I hope you guys check out that clip.
Yes. Do we have a clip?
I actually think that children should be speaking more. As we get older, as a 44-year-old, our parenting advice should be predicated on tapping into who we were as children, not who we're parenting today, because a lot of the shortcomings of parenting is the opinions of other parents and teachers, not staying in a silo. But when you think of yourself as a child, you can only take the context of what your parents did in your perception at this point, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Learning how to feel. All right, so one of the main things that I picked up was, just like Leah said, learning how to fail is a skill, an absolute skill. A lot of times, and we talked about this so many times before, how we look at failure as something negative, and we don't use it as a tool. You know what I mean? We don't use it as a way to equip ourselves to think of, all right, I made that mistake last time, I'm not going to make that mistake this time. Or using it as an opportunity to tell somebody else who's trying to go down the same path that you're going down, aka your kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't do that.
Because everybody just wants you to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
In everything. Some things it's like, but also guide me in the way to go. There's so many things we have to figure out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Leah reworded. Let me reword that. Learning to bounce back after failure is a skill.
Yes. Oh my God. Because the thing is, I know for me at least, I internalize failure or whatever feels like failure.
Yeah.
I internalize it, and I have this side that's like, okay, next time you're going to do this. And then this other side, like, do you even deserve to do this?
Wow.
Yes.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think that, like, with Trey, do you think, like, that he might think that way so you can tell him, you can put in words how to help him not think that way?
I honestly don't. Because just learning him and listening to him talk, because even in places where I feel like I failed, Trey sees it completely differently.
Wow.
And he's just like remember I told you when I went to audition for The Voice
Yes.
and didn't make it past the audition, Trey made his Trey channel.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, my mom auditioned for The Voice. She didn't make it, but we're just going to keep going next time.
Yes. And he said, right,
we only live once. And he's just like, and he said, right, mommy? And I'm just like,
don't even.
I'm in the car like, right.
That's what I'm saying. Where are tissues at?
I know.
That is so sweet. But
he sees it differently.
Kaylin is completely the opposite.
Yeah.
She, like, well, now I think she's getting better, but, like, she'll kind of relate failure to, oh my God, I should never do that thing again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we've had conversations with her, and she's like, okay, oh yeah, all right. Mm-hmm. So just because I didn't catch that ball, or just because I didn't do that thing right this time, that doesn't mean that I suck at it, right? No, practice makes perfect.
But you know what? I just thought when you talked about Kay, because I feel like Kay and Trey are alike, but in that instance, like she's failing herself or whatever, she's failing. But in my instance, like I'm the one. So is it like he can see me and say I'm not failing, but in himself? Oh,
that's beautiful.
People are. Why can't we see ourselves?
You
the
can't.
Way we see everybody
You
else?
cannot. You can't. Even though like people talk about putting a mirror up to your face, you will never be able to see yourself like the way that people see you, because everybody sees you in a different light.
Aw.
What do you think about people being their kids' friends? I don't like that term though, like because I don't know. Like I think that when people say you shouldn't be your child's friends, they are like literally picturing their child like, oh, that's my best friend. We do this together. They get to stay out all night, and like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly. Like almost trying to put them on the same level of as them. But I think that you can develop, I won't even use the word like friendship, but like develop the relationship differently to kind of allow them to have that sense of comfort, to come to you with everything. Because that is like the biggest and most important thing to me. I want them to feel comfortable, to be like, whatever I need to talk about, I can go to my parents and talk about. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's all a part of knowing them too. Yeah. Because just like you said, like having that relationship, I feel like people see that as being your child's friend. It's like, no, we actually know each other. Yes. And that's the thing. We actually know each other. Yeah, we know how to communicate with each other. Yes. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I feel like that was something else. Like, me and my mom, even when I was younger, it's almost like, even still to this day, like, we developed, like, almost like our own language. Things that I can say, words that I can say, she can say, and we know what each other means. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's like you've developed that relationship kind of, like, with each other. Yeah, from birth. Is there a happy medium between teaching your children independence and protecting them from this cold world as well? How do you teach your children to grow up, but not too soon? Ooh. That's big. That's a good question, William. Protecting them. I don't think that you'll ever be able to protect your children from this cold world. I think that a part of protecting them is kind of goes back to what Toya said, equipping them so that they're prepared. Yeah. Because you don't want to shield them so much that they're taken advantage of, but you don't want to be so cold towards them that they don't feel like they can be close to you. Yeah. So it's almost that is, I think, like kind of like the happy medium, like letting them know
and being real with them, letting them know, like, I am preparing you for the realities of this world.
Yes, I think that that's the important part is sharing the intention.
Mm-hmm.
Not just, you need to do this, but sharing why.
Yep.
And I feel like with a lot of parents, that's like disrespectful because I said so.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, because that's not the way the
That's
world works.
so real.
I need to know why.
That is so real. Let's cut that out of all parents' vocabulary right now. There is no because I said so.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a part of knowing the child too.
Yeah.
Because some kids are just like, okay, because you said so. But if I need to know why, then I need it. I have to process.
Yes, exactly.
Why?
Yeah. That's exactly. That is so.
I don't see that
good.
as disrespectful.
The intention.
Yeah.
How many of y'all have been told because I said so? Ooh, raise your hand in the comments, please, because we all have,
but
especially
it's okay,
by you black parents.
It's okay.
We're erasing that from our vocabulary. We're gonna make sure, like Toya said, that we are stating the intention. Why are we doing this thing? And in that, it turns into a life lesson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Reese. Hi, Charity. Yeah, Leah. Yes, absolutely. We all have. How do you teach your children to grow up but not too soon?
I don't know.
Teach them to grow up but not too soon. I think that kind of just goes back to what you said. I don't know, like growing up too soon, I think is kind of relative. You know, like have you ever heard of like
everybody's on the page?
Yeah, it's like, you know, like when they say like their kid like has an old soul, like, oh, you've been here before, you know what I mean?
It's like natural.
Yeah, it's natural, exactly. You're gonna have kids that are like kind of like spazzy, excited, and you have other kids that kind of like sit in the corner and like read a book. You know what I mean? Like already. I can't really determine what growing up too soon is. I can say that the time they're also gonna ask you questions. You know what I mean? Like
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, if you're equipping them with the tools, like they're also going to present those questions. And I think that once they do, then the time is now. Mm-hmm. If they are asking you about sex, that's a good one because or guns or violence or whatever it is. Now it's time to talk about it. And I don't think that we should necessarily. I mean, you know how to word it properly and appropriately for your child, but I don't think that you should be like, okay, so now we're going to talk about, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it has to be real.
Yeah, and I think the introduction to each of those things that you mentioned needs to start at home.
Yes.
Because everybody they just have their own ideas, and you would hate for them to just run into it.
Yeah.
And not have that information.
Yeah.
So.
Especially like at school, like how they open up things.
So many worlds coming into one.
Yeah. And they come home with like all these different questions, and you're like, wait a minute, where did you get this from? And it's almost discouraging because you're sending them to school to learn, and they come back with these questions, and you're contradicting it with like, no, that's not what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What it is. And it's like, well, which one is right?
Exactly.
Because if they ask me this on a test tomorrow, I can't say what mom said. I got to say what they said.
Exactly.
You know?
You got to learn their way.
Ooh. So real.
Blake has a question.
I do think that kids in the same house are different, and some need more structure than others, and vice versa.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too. That, to me, goes back to, I believe that was on one of the clips, too. I can't recall which video, but almost, you know how people, and I think that it's being taken into consideration more than when we were younger, but, like, everybody has a different learning style. Mm-hmm. I don't think that is restricted to, like, I think that goes for, like, even people that are in the same family. Mm-hmm. Like, if you and I were sisters, I could have a different learning style than you.
Absolutely.
So, like, how do you think that parents, that can be kind of tricky? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, with more than one child. How did your parents handle it?
Oh, there's so many of us.
Yeah.
I feel like they just kind of, like, had to learn us. Mm-hmm. Like, my dad, he knows that I'm a deep thinker. He had those conversations with me.
Yeah.
My brother, probably the same. And they had their language.
Yeah.
And then it just works.
It's all one big learning process.
Yeah, it's just knowing your kids.
Yeah.
And then you have to know that each one is different to be able to accept it. So.
Do you think it's ever too late to learn your kids? Like, let's say, I don't know. I don't want to use an extreme situation, but like, let's say like a parent kind of wants to reestablish a relationship if they weren't in contact with their child for a certain amount of time, and now they want to establish that relationship. Do you think that it's too late for them
I don't think so.
to learn their children?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Like, no, not yeah.
Yes, I think so. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, because they're still that person, and if they're open and willing, then it's possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's never too late, guys. At least
Never
try.
too late.
Justin, something your child wants, make them work towards getting what they need to get what they want. Example, my mother made me walk to the community center to sign up for baseball. That's great. That's a good one. That again,
teaching you how to get out and go.
Exactly, and showing you that. Yeah, just like you said, just kind of showing you and building you up for society. If you want that thing, you got to figure out how to go and get it. Yeah. That's a great example, Justin. What is something that have your parents ever kind of been like, all right, if you want this thing, you got to go out and get it?
I feel like I watch them. Mm-hmm. And
that's good.
That way. Yeah. Because, when I was especially when I was 18 and ready to move out, I watched my mom balancing her checkbook for all these years. Yeah. So I'm getting my coins together. Yeah. And I'm making a plan and getting out of here.
They don't even realize the example that they're setting sometimes. Yeah. They're just going.
Just by doing. Doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My mom, I would say, she taught me independence in her own way because she was very strong, and for a lot of the time she was a single mom raising me. So I saw different things that she did or sacrificed for me. You know what I mean? But I would say that she was the sweeter of the two parents. She definitely was. So sometimes she would be like, okay, well, what do you want? You know what I mean? Let's figure out how to get it. My dad, on the other hand, was,
You got some money?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Both of those.
Oh, I remember I was in college and my dad lived in Atlanta, and I used to love to go to Atlanta all the time to go to the club. And because I was a broke college student, I didn't have any money. And so I would be like, Dad, can I have some money to go to the club? And he'd be like, you about to do some chores. I was like, chores? Now, mind you, I never had chores ever. Not even as a child. But my children will have chores. But so he would have me do things around the house, painting walls, changing handles, pulling weeds, real things that would take me a day. Okay, and now mind you, it will start at 8 a.m. until 4 or 5 at night. I'm trying to go out that Saturday night, so I'm doing chores all day, y'all, for $25 to go to the club. $25.
Father.
Child abuse, Dad. But I'm gonna tell you what I do know. I know how to paint some walls now. I know how to change a handle. I know how to pull some weeds.
Yes, you do. See? It's not
Thanks,
torture.
Dad. Yes.
That was a whole commercial.
Thank you. You did the away from. Yes, exactly. Gonna have 300. Exactly.
Yeah.
Get them coins, miss. Oh my gosh, guys, this is awesome. I'm having such a good time.
This was fun.
Yeah. What do you think the moral of the story is today? So many. I can't even pick one.
You know what? I think we just need to pick one. No. I think the moral of the story is...
We gotta tell everybody to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, like and subscribe and ring the bell.
Ding! If you like what you saw here, make sure you do.
You did.
Yes, because you love us.
Exactly.
You love us.
Reality check.
Did we do our intro?
No.
Oh my gosh.
What's your name?
Let's do the intro now, and then we're gonna do the outro. I'm Rae.
And I'm Favor.
And this is your reality check. Now, the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is our children are people.
Yes.
And they're going to grow up and they're going to have their own thoughts. Just give them an experience worth experiencing.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, now you're going to open it for me?
Now it's open.
What she said. That is good. I think my favorite thing from today was just like what you said, as far as intention, providing intention, letting them know the why. Because I said so is no longer a thing. We are canceling that as of today.
Cancel.
Giving them the reasons why, so that they know exactly what you're preparing them for, and also just remembering that you are not raising products. You are raising human beings. You know, exactly. Yeah. So I think that's kind of what is most important, because the other thing I forgot.
And have grace with yourself as you transition.
Oh,
into
yes.
these thoughts.
It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Everybody is learning.
Every day.
Every day. That's
All right.
good. I like that. All right. Well, I'm Rae.
And I'm Favor.
And this was your reality check.
Thanks, guys.
This is